China isn't just catching up in the global robotics race, it's taking the lead. And not quietly, either. 3 massive breakthroughs just shook the AI and robotics world, and when you connect them, one message becomes crystal clear. China is aggressively positioning itself to dominate the future of intelligent machines. From stadium-sized humanoids to micro-scale surveillance bots. Welcome back, friends. Alfie here with 3 massive updates that show just how fast China is moving in the AI and robotics space. You're watching the AI Nexus, and as always, we're here to bring you every step of the future. Let's go. Let's start right where the spotlight is hottest. On the field. But not your usual football field. We're talking about Robo League, the World Robot Soccer Finals, happening this Saturday in Beijing. Now, if you're picturing boxy bots waddling around and kicking a ball, think again. These are fully autonomous humanoid robots, walking, running, balancing, dribbling, passing, and even defending without a single remote control in sight. It's not just robot soccer. It's a full-scale display of real-time AI decision-making fused with dynamic motor skills. This isn't a demo. It's a battle arena for the next generation of general-purpose humanoid AI. And for China, it's a public declaration. We're not experimenting with robotics. We're building a future where machines think, move, and win like humans. Let's break this down. The Robo League humanoids aren't just remote-controlled shells. Each bot operates entirely autonomously using onboard perception, planning, and control systems. Imagine this. A robot sees an incoming ball, predicts its trajectory in milliseconds, chooses the best action, executes a full-body motion plan, and kicks, all in real time. That's not just robotics. That's embodied AI at a world-class level. And it's not just 1 or 2 bots out there showing off. Dozens of Chinese universities, startups, and military-affiliated research centers are participating. The top contenders? Teams from Tsinghua University, Zhejiang University, and China's National Intelligent Robotics Center. This event is more than a competition. It's a field test for China's humanoid platforms, some of which will likely evolve into the same machines used in factories, homes, military outposts, and space missions. And the crazy part? These bots are getting better with each tournament. Just 2 years ago, many of them could barely stay upright. Today, they're executing multi-bot passing plays, adapting to opponents, and playing for 90-minute matches without overheating. Why does this matter? Because robot soccer isn't just fun and games. It's a benchmark for generalizable AI. To succeed, these bots need vision systems that can operate in dynamic lighting conditions, balance control to run on grass-like turf, and intelligent decision-making to coordinate with teammates and outsmart opponents. In other words, this is a sandbox for general intelligence in physical form. And China's not just participating, they're leading the scoreboard. While humanoid robots on the football field are capturing headlines, another development is sending chills down the spines of intelligence agencies worldwide. China just revealed a mosquito-sized robot drone. That's right, a fully functional aerial drone measuring just 0.6 centimeters. To put that in perspective, that's smaller than a grain of rice. This isn't science fiction. This is real, and it's working. The drone is bio-inspired, modeled after the structure and wing movement of an actual mosquito. It can hover, navigate through tight spaces, and potentially even land undetected. Imagine swarms of these silently entering a building, capturing video, relaying audio, mapping environments, or even interfering with electronic signals. Now imagine it's already happening. The implications for espionage, urban warfare, and domestic surveillance are immense. From a technology standpoint, building something like this is incredibly difficult. We're talking micro-actuators, sub-millimeter power supplies, nanoscale communication chips, and incredibly lightweight materials. Yet somehow, Chinese researchers have pulled it off. And more than that, they're preparing to mass-produce it. Micro-drones like these aren't just cool gadgets. They represent a new generation of distributed AI systems. Tiny autonomous agents that can work together like a swarm, adapt to new conditions, and complete missions that traditional robotics simply can't handle. It's a massive leap forward in robotics miniaturization, and a chilling glimpse into where China's military R&D is heading. So we've seen China's advances on the sports field and in the spy skies. But what's happening behind the scenes might be the biggest move of all. According to the latest global patent data, China now leads the world in humanoid robot intellectual property filings. That includes locomotion systems, AI learning architectures, joint designs, skin materials, balance control, and vision processing stacks. Let that sink in. In terms of raw patent numbers, China is outpacing traditional robotics leaders like the US, Japan, and South Korea. And we're not talking about a few lucky filings. This is a full-scale IP land grab, an aggressive effort to own the foundations of the coming humanoid robot era. Why is this so important? Because in the next few years, every country, every tech company, and every factory is going to want humanoid robots. They'll be used for logistics, caregiving, defense, entertainment, search and rescue, you name it. And the companies who hold the key patents? They'll decide who gets to build, license, or distribute the core technologies. China's strategy is simple but powerful. Dominate the standards, control the future. They're not just building robots. They're building the legal and technological frameworks to ensure everyone else builds their robots too. If these breakthroughs were isolated, it might be easier to dismiss them as one-off accomplishments. But that's not the case. What we're witnessing is a coordinated national effort that spans government, academia, military, and private sectors. Chinese state media is now heavily promoting robotics as the next national pillar industry. Billions in funding are pouring into AI robotics startups. Universities are receiving state-level directives to focus their engineering and AI programs on physical automation. Even China's military budget now includes major line items for humanoid development, micro-drone swarms, and embodied intelligence. There's a reason the US Department of Defense has launched a new AI and robotics countermeasures task force. It's not just about catching up. It's about trying to stop what looks increasingly like a runaway train. We're no longer in a world where Boston Dynamics and Tesla have a clear lead. The landscape is shifting fast, and China is now shaping the terrain. So what does this all mean? When humanoid robots can outplay humans in soccer, micro-drones can slip through your vents, and a single country holds the lion's share of IP for robotic bodies and brains. That's not just a shift in tech. That's a geopolitical power move, because whoever leads in robotics won't just dominate factories or surveillance. They'll dominate the economy. They'll redefine what military superiority means. And they'll set the global ethical and regulatory norms for how autonomous machines operate in our world. China knows this, and they're moving. Robot soccer is just the beginning. It shows us how advanced Chinese embodied AI has become. The mosquito drone is the warning shot, proof of how far they're willing to go to develop systems that are stealthy, powerful, and fully autonomous. And the patent race? That's the long game. It's the legal lock China is placing on the global robot revolution. It's all part of the same story. A story where China doesn't just want to compete. It wants to lead, shape, and control the future of robotics. And the rest of the world? It's scrambling to respond. Let's take it from the abstract to the personal. Why does any of this matter to you? Because this isn't something happening in a lab on the other side of the planet. It's the beginning of a transformation that will touch every part of your life. In a few years, the robots stocking your grocery store shelves, cleaning hotel rooms, or monitoring power grids may not be made in America, or even Europe. They may be Chinese-built, Chinese-coded, and Chinese-patented. And in global conflicts, don't be surprised if Chinese drone swarms play a leading role, not just as weapons, but as scouts, saboteurs, and sensors. And if your country wants to build its own robots, they may have to license key technologies from Chinese firms or comply with standards set by Chinese regulators. This is what technological power looks like in the age of AI. It's not just about who builds the best robot. It's about who sets the rules for everyone else. So, China's robots are ahead in the global IP race for humanoid systems, positioning themselves to gatekeep the most transformative tech of the 21st century. But while China's soccer bots and mosquito drones are making waves, what's happening next in the global robotics scene takes things to an entirely new level. Because now we're talking about humanoid robots that can fly and industrial bots that can think. For the first time ever, a humanoid robot actually took flight, using real jet engines. Not a simulation, not a concept video, a real-world flying humanoid. And at the exact same time, one of China's top robotics companies, AI, has launched an entirely new generation of humanoid robots designed for real industrial deployment, solving one of the hardest problems in factory automation, the last mile. So yeah, we're not just talking about flying robots. We're talking about robots that fly and robots that work. Let's start with the jaw-dropper, the flying humanoid. For decades, science fiction has teased us with humanoid robots that could fly, leap into the air, and dash across extreme terrains like superheroes. But the real-world physics? They're brutal. Getting a 70-kilo humanoid off the ground is no small feat. But the engineers at the Italian Institute of Technology, IIT, along with collaborators from Milan Polytechnic and Stanford University, just made history. The robot is called Iron Cub 3, and it's not just an upgrade, it's a revolution in design. This little machine stands about 125 centimeters tall, roughly 4 feet, but don't let its size fool you. Iron Cub 3 is a powerhouse. It has 4 jet engines, 2 mounted on its arms and 2 on its back. These aren't hobbyist turbines either. They generate a combined thrust of 1,000 newtons, enough to lift the robot off the ground. And they're pushing out air at temperatures nearing 800 degrees. That alone would be impressive. But Iron Cub 3 didn't just lift off in a controlled lab demo. It hovered 50 centimeters, a foot and a half, into the air during its first real-world flight tests. Yes, we're still talking about a humanoid robot, with a head, arms, legs, and now jet engines. And here's what's wild. This robot isn't just flying because of brute force. It's smart. Its AI has been trained using airflow simulations and real-world wind tunnel testing. That means it's learning to understand how its body interacts with turbulent air, adapting its posture in real time. The goal? To make this humanoid maneuver like a drone, except with arms and legs and a brain that can make decisions about complex environments. This isn't just a tech flex, it's about function. The researchers aren't trying to build Iron Man. They're solving a very real problem. Imagine disaster zones where access is blocked, too dangerous for humans to enter. Earthquakes, collapsed buildings, chemical spills. In those situations, a robot that can walk, analyze, and then take off vertically to cross obstacles or reach elevated zones. That's a game changer, and this is only the beginning. Right now, they're testing Iron Cub 3 in a secure facility. But soon, flight trials will begin in a larger space at Genoa Airport to scale up. Higher altitude, longer flights, more complex maneuvering. This isn't the first time IIT has pushed boundaries. The Iron Cub is a spin-off of their long-standing open-source humanoid platform called iCub, which dates back to the early 2000s. The iCub was built to study cognition, how robots perceive and interact with the world. Over time, it became one of the most used humanoid platforms in academia, thanks to its 50+ degrees of freedom, dexterous hands, and full-body sensors. Now, that foundation is being pushed to the edge of physics. The team didn't just slap some turbines on a mannequin and call it a day. Every part of Iron Cub 3 has been re-engineered to withstand extreme stress. The titanium spine gives it durability and helps distribute the jet thrust forces. The joints are tendon-driven with high-performance brushless motors and harmonic drives, allowing precise movement even in mid-air. And here's something that makes this project stand out: simulation and iteration. Using tools like PTC Creo, the team builds and maintains a digital twin of Iron Cub 3. That means after every test, they refine the mechanical design based on what worked and what didn't, tweaking thrust angles, reinforcing heat shielding, and optimizing the frame for flight. They also use ANSYS Fluent, a powerful computational fluid dynamics tool, to simulate how air flows over and around the robot's body. From that, they build simplified models to inform the robot's flight control algorithms. So, while the robot might only hover for now, everything about its design is pointing toward one thing: longer, smarter, more agile flight. Now let's pivot to the second major breakthrough, one that's less flashy than flying robots, but possibly just as important for real-world robotics. China's Roke Robotics, already known for high-performance collaborative robots, cobots, and industrial automation systems, just revealed their new generation of embodied AI products for 2025. While the humanoid form gets all the attention, there's an unsexy but critical piece of the automation puzzle that's still missing: the last mile. That final stretch, those last steps in a production line, or the final actions of a packaging process, are often still done by humans. Why? Because they're complex, dynamic, and unpredictable. You need dexterity, you need real-world reasoning, and above all, you need reliability in unstructured environments. That's exactly where Roke's new robots come in. They've shifted gears from just building powerful manipulators to building embodied AI agents that can work autonomously in real-world factory scenarios. What they're essentially doing is transforming robots from scripted machines into intelligent coworkers that understand context, handle variability, and adapt on the fly. And this is a critical move, especially for industries under pressure from labor shortages and rising demand. While Roke hasn't yet revealed all the technical specs, what's clear is that this new generation builds on years of platform development. Their robots already lead in speed, accuracy, and safety. But now, they're layering in AI, vision systems, multimodal perception, and contextual understanding to create robots that can operate independently with very little human intervention. Think of a robot in a busy warehouse. Packages aren't placed perfectly. Labels are smudged. Lighting conditions change. Traditional automation would fail. But an embodied AI system? It can navigate all of that. That's the leap Roke is making. And here's the interesting thing. They're not focused on sci-fi humanoids right now. They're focused on function, on solving tangible industrial problems. They're building intelligent arms, mobile bases, and modular systems that work in real time with humans or alone. This approach could be a sneaky smart play. While others chase the holy grail of general-purpose humanoids, Roke is locking in early control of applied robotics in factories, a market already worth billions. So let's zoom out and connect the dots. On one side, you've got Iron Cub 3, a flying humanoid that breaks the boundaries of mobility, fusing high-performance hardware with deeply integrated AI models trained in virtual wind tunnels. On the other, Roke Robotics, shifting from traditional automation to embodied intelligence. Robots that don't just repeat, but perceive, think, and act based on what's happening around them. Both represent a different angle on the same trajectory. Robots becoming more human, not in how they look, but in how they think and act. This isn't about replacing humans. It's about extending human capability. Whether it's a flying robot scanning a collapsed building from the air, or an AI-powered machine finishing up a packaging task in a chaotic warehouse, these machines are bridging gaps we couldn't before. And what's perhaps most impressive is that we're witnessing these milestones in the same year. 2025 may well be the year where humanoid robotics stopped being potential and started being real.